Previously on Blades of Mayari. Our heroes spent time preparing for their journey to the island. Aether spoke with the Blue Maw and received an unting of protection. Dog got refined weaponry from the royal blacksmith. Batara received much needed sundries, and Hiraya quenched their thirst for blood. They're now on their way to meet Datu Malagar and set sail for the island. Morning comes, and the four of you go to the docks of Mahalaga to meet Datu Malagar. He's standing there with his retinue in front of this run-down balangai, this large wooden boat with ratty sails as it's being loaded up with provisions. You see the supplies and medicine that Batara had been given being loaded up on the boat as well. And Malagar sees the four of you and says, our intrepid adventurers have arrived. Everything in order, I hope? You have everything you need?
Yep. What do you want?
No, I'm just wondering if you'd considered our conversation afterwards, the item that I'm hoping to procure.
Yes, of course. You're hoping to, the treasure of the island, you can get some insider information,
Yes, just the sword, the location of the sword.
Okay.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be amazing. Wouldn't that be amazing, everyone? That would be pretty amazing. Well, we're going to go get ready for our journey now. You take care.
Okay, excellent. Well, I was trying to kind of see if you're going to do what he's asked. He's like, okay, well, we'll see you when you return. You walked. Oh, by the way, I should introduce you to your captain, Captain Samoy. Captain Samoy. And this stocky, heavily bearded mangrove halfling kind of walks towards your direction.
Before we see the captain, Aether just turns to Dog and goes in a very quiet, mumbled voice. He just goes, "Shouldn't that have been the first thing he did?"
Just leave it. Just leave it.
Just grumbles a little.
And then Dog says to Hiraya, if things go one way, you can eat them.
Hiraya leans over to Aether and is like, he stinks.
He does.
Inside and out.
And he just nods.
As this stocky mangrove chocolate brown skin halfling kind of walks over to you, you can feel it's slight. It's not really overwhelming, but Malagar's retinue is keeping a close eye on the four of you. The halfling walks up. His skin is weathered and calloused from the salt air and hard work. You can see some tattoos that speak of great storms and navigating using the stars and finding undiscovered islands. Also, on top of his kind of bald head is a red-footed booby bird.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a large seagull, essentially, with a blue beak and red feet. A red feet. Yeah, it's just sitting on top.
Aether is just staring at it.
Oh, it stares right back at you. Yeah.
He is having a staring contest with this bird for some reason.
And this halfling kind of just crosses his arms and looks at the four of you.
Captain? Nice to meet you. And Dog extends his hand to shake Captain Samoy's hand.
You extend it to the halfling?
Yes.
He looks at it and he shakes his head and he looks at the bird.
To the bird.
And then Dog kind of confusedly moves his hand upward towards the bird. It's do I shake your hand?
And the bird flaps and says, "Ah, yes, welcome. I am Captain Samoy! Robinson kind of peeks out and is like, oh, wind spirit. Can I eat that one, Kuya?
No.
If you can't eat it, can I?
And there will be no eating of Captain Samoy!
Oh, shoot, he heard that.
Of course, you're right in front of me!
Athir kind of turns. Athir turns to his friends. He's like, "Right, you get to eat spirits."
I mean, I'd be open to trying. Might be a little spicy, I assume.
Never heard of that before. Interesting.
What is all this whispering about?
Apologies.
I like the color of your beak.
He like takes his wing and puts it over his beak and says, "What? Thank you so much." Okay, well, let's do the proper introductions. I am Captain Samoy, and this is my first mate. And this gruff halfling says, "About to now," and kind of gives you like a hearty head shake. And Captain Samoy says, "No, his name is Bebot." Captain, it's about to now, Captain. Bebot will show you to your locations. Please this way, and starts to like flap, and he's like pulling Bebot's head towards like the boat. This way, please, this way.
Athir looks at Robinson. Don't even try it.
The four of you make it onto this ship that creaks heavily, especially when Batara steps on. And it is well worn, for sure. But it's well stocked, at least. And the captain says, excellent. Well, we are uncertain of what we will face when we get onto the water. But I am of the wind. We will prevail. Right, Bebot? Captain, yes, we'll be fine. Unfortunately, we're the only ship that took on the mission, so we hope the accommodations will be well suited for the task. Bebot starts to like point you to where everything is and get you settled. Anything the four of you would like to do before you set sail?
During while all this is happening, Batara kind of has his hand towards his head. He's really enthralled by the charisma of this bird and has accepted him as his captain full-heartedly and has been trying to be on his almost like a soldier towards this bird because he's has so much energy and he really believes in this guy. It's such a cool bird to him. Or it doesn't even seem as a bird. It's this guy's like a legend right now.
The
He's
captain.
the captain.
Yeah.
The captain.
The captain.
Yes, sir. Whatever you say, we will be here and do whatever you need us to do.
Excellent, big crocodile. Let's rig up this rope. Let's ensure everything is battered down and secure. And also, I would like fish.
Captain, yes. So he just dives. He just like dives into the water and goes to try to get some fish. just jumps in a big
Dives in the water.
splash. Like just jumps off the boat. Yes, sir.
Excellent.
He dives off the boat. Like comes back up with like a handful of fish in his hand and just like kind of presents it. Sir, I have your fish.
Excellent.
Hiraya leans over to Dog and just kind of nudges, gesturing over to the other barrel that is fully filled with fish already.
Yeah.
That was a little overkill, don't you think?
Yeah, but Batara is having fun. It's fine.
I imagine Batara keeps doing it. He's like jumping in, getting it, coming back.
He's excited about this.
Just keeps getting fish.
Eating it up every time.
And the captain's just like feathers on his hips, like just fine.
Athir kind of picks up a rope and he looks at Dog and he goes, "Battered rope?"
Just be ready when we set sail, okay? This arrangement is more than enough for us. And I would kind of want to see how this captain fares at sea.
Okay. Whatever you say.
As you say that, the wind starts to pick up, and Captain Samoy just takes off into the air. And Bebot looks up to him and says, "Yeah, yes, Captain." And Captain Samoy's kind of just like gliding on the very slight breeze that is going through, and Bebot says, Everyone, we're launching now. Let's get everything on board. We need to go. The captain's caught the wind." The boat begins to creak and leave the dock as it departs. The Captain Samoy kind of just looks stationary, but at every slight turn, Bebot is matching that movement. It's unusual because usually there would be a stronger wind that would be necessary to launch a boat, but even the slight breeze was able to move this massive or this large vessel out into sea. This ragtag crew has been sailing for a little while now. The island is looming in the distance, and you recall around this point in the journey, that's when Kador, the leader of the initial expedition, was calling for everyone to prepare, to get ready to land. This is about when you were hit by that storm, and this time around, maybe the four of you are keeping a keen eye out for clouds, for storms, for looking at Captain Samoy for any changes in the wind. Everything seems calm and easy. But once you get into the proximity of those red rocks that surround the island a few kilometers away, it happens again. You're immediately in a storm. The waves are slamming against the boat, and the wind picks up out of nowhere. And Captain Samoy is knocked out of the air, and Bebot has to catch him before he falls into the water. And this storm has immediately and suddenly hit this boat, and it's trying to break it down. So what's going to happen is every round you're going to need to make a check. You have to beat a 3 to try and stay on the boat. This storm has a rating of weapon 1, which means that if you fail the check, you immediately and automatically gain 1 physical stress. At 2 physical stress, you'll get a consequence called overboard, where you'll be knocked into the water. And if you don't deal with overboard, at 3 physical stress, you'll have a moderate consequence of drowning. So we'll do 1 round, and I believe we need to succeed in 5 rounds here. So we can go in any order. But speak to me of like, what is your character doing to try and like hold on, not go overboard? Are they trying to figure out what's going on with the storm and trying to keep the boat moving forward? Just we'll go round by round, and we'll ask everybody what you'd like to do. So who would like to go first?
Dog's gonna go first. I think he would immediately spring to action given the circumstances. So Dog yells to Aether, pass me that rope that you were holding earlier.
Aether kind of just wasn't really expecting the weather change that quickly. Is a little caught off guard, but he hears Dog over the howls of the wind, and he just grabs it and tries to just toss it over to him.
Upon catching it, I'm going to tie myself immediately to whatever Like,
What are the major like masts or posts in the ship?
yeah, if there's a yes.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
The proximity thing. Hey, man, in my defense, over the table, like this is the airplane moment, guys. You put your own mask on before you assist.
Yeah, absolutely.
The ones next to you. How are you going to save someone else's life if you can't breathe air? How are you going to save someone else's life on the ship if you're flying?
Yeah, true.
Okay, there's logic to this.
First, you lock yourself onto a mast, and then you help other people.
You first before the women and children.
And then you
Yeah.
see whatever you see what everyone else is doing.
True.
Okay, so what skill would you like to do in this case?
I'm gonna make a case that this would be a ride.
Sure,
Okay, just because it's a water vehicle.
that's an easy case. Yeah, give me that ride check. You have to beat a 3 in this check.
I rolled a 3.
Great, got a success. Let's try and do this. Let's try and kind of pop through it.
Okay,
So who's next? Yeah, so we got a success. Amazing.
I guess considering that Aether saw what Dog was doing, he's like,
Oh, mm-hmm.
he not panics, but he has the presence of mind to kind of try to do the same. So he's gonna try to jump over.
So before Aether does anything, I think what strikes Aether in particular is that the wind and water spirits don't sound right. It sounds like they're being stretched and they're screeching in unnatural ways. So that's kind of what like strikes Aether kind of when he gets his wits about him.
Yeah. So after seeing Dog do that, and then just hearing the discourse with the spirits, he kind of shakes it off, looks around him, and he makes a beeline for more rope. He kind of vaults over a couple of the barrels that were around and tries to just put his campila into the ground and try to wrap himself up in a rope as much as possible.
Great. Give me a check of some sort, please.
Sure.
What is Aether doing to keep them kind of secure on the ship?
I would like to argue athletics.
Yeah, athletics makes sense. Trying to
Okay.
hold on tight. Yeah,
Just kind of rely on whatever training has been given to me.
let's do it.
Please work. That is a 4.
Amazing. Success. Batara? What is Batara doing in this case?
Batara has found like a piece of like wooden plank, and he wants to shade the captain from the rain. So he's just trying
Okay.
him to have good vision. He's like,
Okay.
I don't know what to do here, sir, but I want to keep you safe. And he's just like, kind of covering him, trying to cover the rain from, doing too much. But obviously flailing because he can't really balance too well with the storm going on.
Cool. What skill are you using in this case to try and deal
what
with
am I
this
trying to deal with the storm?
trying to build rapport with the captain?
Yeah, rapport.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Great. Give me that rapport roll. Trying to beat a 3 here.
Come on, let's beat a 3, please. And we got a 4. I rolled a 4. That was great.
Nice.
Amazing. So that succeeds. And the Captain Samoy is able to kind of get back to their feet and is getting their wits about them. Now with a little bit of a shade. Kind of a Totoro moment here. What is Hiraya doing in this case?
Typically not necessarily phased by the winds, being someone who can fly, but I'd also like to invoke an aspect. When Batara cooks, I eat. So
Nice.
arguably, I'm stealthily just kind of like slinking in behind and like holding on to Batara just for insurance.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Like he's protecting the captain and
Yeah.
you're kind of
I'm like,
getting in
I
on
need
that.
to stay dry.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
Heck
I think a
yeah.
stealth here would work. Or what skill?
Let's say stealth.
Yeah? That sounds good.
Superb. Dry, safe, and solid.
The hair stays dry.
So with a 5, that beats that 3. Amazing. The wind picks up this round. We are looking at trying to beat a 4. Now that you've been in the storm for a little bit, a couple of things. So, Aether, you hear that the spirits are acting unnaturally. Batara, your golden scars are hurting. Usually, when this happens, it's a reminder of the past. Maybe this is something that happened in your past life. And I think, Dog, you also note that storms don't just appear like this. So we can do the same order if that's easier. So let's start with Dog. What is Dog doing now that is safe and secure on this this boat mast?
I think Dog's just gonna hold on to the rope and trust in his knot skills. So I think he just kind of holds his ground and will kind of weather the next check from his current position.
Great.
So I'm just going to do the same ride check.
Ride? Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to beat a 4 here.
4. Oh, easy. Easy. And I roll. Oh, I rolled a 0.
A 0.
Easy, he said.
You think it's so easy.
0. Mediocre.
You can use a It's such a slap in the face when you see mediocre. You're like, oh man. Right. So you can either succeed with a major cost, or you can use a fate point to re-roll. I think a re-roll here would be noted.
Yeah. I'm gonna use a fate point to re-roll. That doesn't require any sort of compelling of a specific aspect. That's just
something you can do with fate points. Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely. With a 0, okay. And we refresh, so we were at 3 fate points.
Sorry,
each.
as a reminder, everybody is at 3. Yeah, this is a new session. So
okay.
Yeah.
So I will use that fate point and re-roll. And
amazing!
my roll this time was a 5.
A 5.
So I'll keep that
Easy,
one.
easy.
You actually
See, I told you guys. Yeah. In the edit, can we actually just like not go to that fate point roll and just make it sound as
Not easy.
just splice it so it's immediate?
No.
All right, it's not so
What is
easy,
it,
but
Dog,
we got
again?
there.
We got
No
there.
mistakes.
no.
I never make mistakes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah. So you stumble for a little bit. The rope actually kind of loosens, but you're able to reattach it, and you're secure as the storm kind of picks up. You also notice that the boat's actually starting to point in the wrong direction. Hiraya, it's Aether. What does Aether do?
I think he looks over to the captain and tries to see where he's at.
The captain's kind of stunned. They're not really able to deal with the situation, which is unusual. It's one of the other things that are unusual in this situation. As you see and look at Captain Samoy, it's as if they're kind of being pulled in multiple directions.
Just trying to reach out to Robinson, does that feel the same as well?
It's also happening to Robinson.
Something's wrong with the spirits. It's not right here. We need to get away from this place. And he shouts towards Dog.
Aether, would you like to try and kind of figure out what's going on? Or are you trying to... The ship is starting to veer in the wrong direction? Are you trying to stay onto the boat? What's Aether trying to do?
I think at this point he's just trying to keep his feet on the boat. He's not aware that it's being steered away. He just knows they need to get out of wherever this is.
Cool. So you're just trying to stay on the boat.
Yeah, I'm just going to
Cool.
use my physique to hold on
Yeah, sounds good.
and pray that this works.
Trying to beat a 4.
Please work. Oh, it's a 2.
So you can use the fate points to bring it up to a 4.
I will use a fate point. What should I use it on? I guess Warrior Raised by Spirits. I'll invoke that just because it is more of a spiritual thing that we're dealing with, and he in turn is a little bit off put by it because he's never seen spirits like this before.
Yeah, warrior trained with water spirits, that you're able to kind of find some purchase and hold your ground. So you rolled a 2 with that +2, that brings us up to 4. Batara, what is Batara doing?
Kind of noticing everything's going not not swimmingly. I think Batara remembers Athir talking to his jug of water, and he wants to try it, to talk to the jug of water, because he's like, oh, sometimes good things happen.
There's no jug of water anymore.
Oh, is there no more jug of water? Oh, sorry.
No,
I forgot he put it down, right? Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
he returned it, but you could try to do that to the spirits around you. It's not something that Batara is necessarily
no.
good at, but it's worth a shot.
Athir has mentioned that the spirits are not something's not right with the spirits, so just Batara just calls out, it's like why? Just why? He's not very good with words, but why? We have Captain Samoy. So he was like really excited for a nice, like smooth, like trip with his Captain Samoy and Bebot, but it's not going right.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of like, why?
Why?
Okay, amazing. So what skill are you using? I think empathy would work here. Maybe a provoke if you're like demanding an answer.
Yeah, I would say, I guess provoke, because I mean I know empathy's a bit higher on my thing, but I think I'm just trying to ask questions. I have no idea what to do with the situation, but I want something to happen. I guess different.
Amazing. Yeah, give me a provoke. I'm trying to beat a 4. Provoke is a +0, so let's see them dice.
All right, and also yeah, he's like everything's like overwhelming him. He's feeling the things on his scar. So here we go. Ooh. All right, I rolled a 3. Okay,
3.
Yes.
So you can invoke an aspect to try and get it up to where you need it to go.
Yeah. So although I have been feeling the scars like kind of to ramp up, they also somehow, I'm gonna invoke my hidden scars of the past to also almost bring back a feeling of being able to endure pain, or but also like have kind of a presence in the battlefield that like to be like to change the tide of battle, I guess, if anything. Yes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You kind of instinctively change your stance to be more solid, more secure, one of a defensive manner that takes advantage of your crocodilian kind of anatomy. This is all happening kind of instinctively. But as you like start to probe your memories, you recall a similar storm that you had to deal with. You were in this situation before in your past life. Hello, welcome again to the midroll. I forgot to pack Miranda today, but thankfully I have a packet of Skyflakes crackers in my bag. If you haven't had them, they're basically slightly more filling saltines, but they come in clutch when you're on the go. For a spotlight today, we want to say Happy Black History Month. There is so much historical overlap, support, and solidarity between the Black and Filipino communities. It's something that I'm personally only beginning to discover and understand. So please support Black-owned businesses, and I encourage you to read about Black history from Black voices. I'm currently reading Ordinary Notes by Christina Sharp, and I definitely recommend it. All right, back to the show. Hiraya, what is Hiraya doing?
Hiraya kind of hovering behind... Hiraya's hovering behind Batara, kind of watching this emotional breakdown from yelling at the sky going, why? To like all of a sudden having a That's So Raven moment and like remembering their past.
Yeah.
Suddenly kind of feeling like maybe I shouldn't be holding on to this big hunk of emotional confusion.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna invoke. Actually, no. I'm gonna use a stunt. I'm gonna use a stunt. Hoi dodge,
Okay.
which kind of reminds me of that Bruce Lee quote of how you like when you bend with the wind. Something something. You're good.
You're good. Like that.
Yeah, you're good, fam.
I love
When
it,
you
yeah.
bend with the wind, like be like a willow and bend with the wind. So that's Hiraya's approach, saying, all right, well, I'm just gonna flow with the wind and dodge these gusts of wind as they come through and just kind of navigate my own sense of balance instead of holding on to this big hunk of yelling at the sky.
Sounds
So-
good. Sorry, and what does dodge do again?
Dodge.
Or Hoi dodge.
Hoi dodge is we get a +2 to athletics when defending.
When defending.
Yeah.
Okay. I think defending against the storm counts here. So
All
yeah,
right.
give me that roll. And you're using what skill?
Athletics.
Athletics. Amazing.
Come through, mama. Willow. Damn. I got a 3, which is good,
3.
but not good enough. I'm sorry, Bruce Lee.
Sorry, this included the aspect? Okay, amazing.
Wait, what?
Was it a stunt?
It was a stunt.
Yeah, it was a
I think
stunt.
that's
Oh, sorry, I
The
stuck.
2. Did you add the 2?
Yes.
Cool. So you've used one fate point already. You could try and argue for a different fate point, or you can succeed with a cost.
Let's succeed at a cost. We all know that I like spending at this point.
That sounds good. So as you do that, you're kind of like bending with the wind, and you're not really paying too much attention, of course, of your surrounding. And you spin and you hit Bebot, and he falls off into the water.
Bebot, bebot, bae.
Bebot falls off into the water?
Because something weird is happening with Captain Samoy. Something weird is happening with Robinson, and Bebot's trying to figure it out, and he gets knocked and falls overboard. The ship continues to turn, and now you don't have your helmsman. So the rating that you have to beat is a 5 this time around. So dog.
Is Bebot in the water, like in our vicinity still? Is he?
Yep.
Okay.
Just overboard. Mhm.
Okay. Dog is going to attempt a heroic feat to save Bebot. Dog is he pulls out his harpoon and admires for a moment the new rope that he has tied to it, and he's gonna pierces it into the hull, or like not the hull, but the floor of the boat, and with the other end kind of wrapped around his body, and he fully trusts that the security of kind of that the ropes tied around his body. Dog immediately tracks where Bebot is in the water and just leaps out off of the ship and tries to grab hold of him.
Amazing. It sounds like an athletics. Yeah. Okay. So you have to beat a 5 here.
Beat a 5. It's helpful that my athletics is +4 as a skill. So I'll do that. And then we'll see. Okay. I'm just gonna roll. All right. I rolled a 4. But
A 4.
but
Okay.
I'm gonna spend a fate point because why not? We got them. And I'm going to I'm gonna invoke my trusty rusty harpoon. It seems like this is a feat in which I'm putting a lot of trust in my harpoon. So I'm gonna spend that fate point.
Yeah.
That brings my 4 up to a 6.
Amazing. So success. You're able to get a hold of Bebot, and you're being jerked around by these like massive waves that are just knocking you about. But you have hold of him, and you're starting to make your way back onto the boat.
I just want to make note that I probably looked really cool doing it.
Whoa.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a
Batara
moment
looks out to
where
the ocean and is like, wow, he looks really cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the man of my stories.
Athir, what is he doing in this situation? Remember, we have to beat a 5.
Athir sees Bebek go over the boat, and he may or may not panic a little bit because he's just like, I have no idea what to do on a boat, but something just takes over him, and he turns to Batara and he's like, hey, big guy, your friend's out in the ocean. Maybe you want to go get the guy who's driving the boat. And he books it to the helm and just tries to wrestle control over it with his physique. And in doing so, he forces snake skin. I'm gonna invoke my stunt of snake skin, and I'm just gonna try to wrestle that, just right the boat.
Right, which gives you 3 physique for this scene. You must either take a mild consequence or spend a fate point.
I will spend the fate point to get that snake skin on.
So let's try to beat a 5 here.
Okay, so with the physique plus 3, please. 5.
Let's go.
On the dot.
Amazing. Which means you rolled a 0. That's awesome. So with your kind of instincts take over, and you become solid as you try and grab the rudder and bring the boat back into the correct direction. Cool. Batara, what are you doing here?
Batara's pretty stunned by all the amazingness around. Everyone's taking action. Hiraya is like floating with the wind, and dog's doing some cool things. And Athir's got some snake skin. Like I don't. Does it look? What does it look like? Is he like glowing? What does snake skin look like? Or do you actually get snake skin?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a golden pattern of snake skin, just on different parts of my body.
Yeah, so Batara is like, I need to do something cool too. So I think just to help out, like his, like one of his good friends, he's gonna try to help pull the rope so it can get up like smoother. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, give me an athletics or a physique, I think.
I'm gonna go
matters
for physique here. And
cool. Trying to beat a 5.
Oh, I rolled a 3, but I'm gonna use my stunt. Oh wait, is it my stunt? Can I use a stunt here? No, I have to be like in the wall. Okay, no. I'm gonna use my.
You can argue your stunt of Crocodile Man when traversing water. You get a +2 to athletics.
Yeah.
You can argue that.
Yeah.
Oh no, but you rolled physique.
Yeah, but it's athletics.
Yeah. I did the wrong. Okay. It's all good. We can figure this. We can use the power of fate and
okay.
And
power of fate.
use my power of fate. Yeah. To get my aspect. Yeah, of
invoking aspect.
Yeah, of my extra huskiness in
amazing.
Yeah, my weight to really like, power through everything,
Cool. I love it. Yeah, so
I
you
got
like
extra energy from my huskiness,
Yeah, you hunker down and you put like the full weight of the junk in your trunk down into the onto the deck, and you start to haul them back up. We can say, Dog, you and Bebota are back onto the ship at this point.
Hooray!
Yes, sir.
Hiraya, what's Hiraya doing here?
Clearly, the floating is very chaotic. At this point, with all the chaos going around, Hiraya kind of loses patience and just wants to be one with the wind. So we're gonna invoke.
But before you get there, as you start to think about like, oh, I want to kind of be part of the wind. The moment you open your feelings up to the spirits around you or this like situation, you get an immediate sense of like an intention to kill. You are surrounded by it. This bloodthirstiness, this vicious intention to destroy you is crystal clear. Which is weird. It's a storm.
Definitely the hairs at the back of my neck are raising from that feeling. And knowing that feeling very well. Personally, very well.
Can any of us notice that? Sorry. Like, do we physically see something, or is that a feeling she only feels? Like,
I think it's something that Hiraya is specifically noticing, but Batara, you have your memories of a situation that you were literally in before. Aether has some information. Dog has a little bit of information. But yes, Hiraya notices this specific thing.
There's definitely more motivation now than just a whimsical feeling of being in the wind. That feeling of defensiveness kind of fills a pit in my stomach, and I'm gonna use a stunt. We're gonna do a swung flight. None of this Bruce Lee trying to be in the wind like a bamboo, like a willow. We're just gonna get with it, stretch those wings, and try and figure out where the heck this feeling, this bloodthirsty feeling, is coming from.
Amazing. So swung flight lets you move vertically or move through the air as if freely, as if you're moving on the ground. You can use athletics to overcome obstacles or create advantages related to flying. You have to pay a fate point for every round you do this.
Ooh.
All right.
So we'll take that fate point now, and you can roll that athletics to get yourself up in the air and kind of navigate the situation.
Okay, here we go.
Trying to beat a 5.
Come on! Gosh darn it!
Great.
Okay.
You have no more fate points. Is that correct?
Also, what did you roll?
I rolled a 4 against a 5.
So you used one for Batara, used one for the Aswang flight. Oh no, I believe you have one more.
Okay, so
Does the fate point not count towards the 4? Because it was used
You
for the
can-
stunt.
You don't need to spend
no,
a fate
the stunt
point.
requires.
Oh, the stunt requires a fate point. That's why.
Okay.
okay.
Got it.
All right, so got a 4. I have to think here.
So you can either keep your fate point to stay afloat, flying for the next round, and you can fail here, or you can succeed with a cost.
You know what? Let's use the fate point.
You'll need to not fly in the next round because you need a fate point for every round that you're in the air.
Whoa.
Ah!
Choices.
I don't like this budgeting.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. Can you run over the options again, just so I can?
Yes, absolutely. So Aswang flight requires a fate point every round to stay up in the air. Currently have one more left. You rolled a 4, you needed to beat a 5. And you also, kind of with the way things are going, the next round is going to be even harder to beat. So things that you can do, you can use your fate point to succeed here. So no problem, you're up in the air, but in the next round, you'll be back onto the ship. Maybe. You have to stop flying, essentially, yeah.
Like I'm gonna be Earth, ground bound. Yeah.
You can succeed with a cost, and keep that fate points, or you can just fail, and then you're in the water.
You know.
Or isn't it one physical stress first? Two physical stresses in the water.
Oh, sorry, yeah, one physical stress. Excuse me, one physical stress.
You know
yes.
what? Sometimes we have to take an L in order for the long-term W. That's not a quote from anyone. That's not a quote from Bruce Lee either. There's a quote from me. So we're going to take the L today
Yeah. Okay.
in spirit of potentially budgeting.
Great. So you'll take the stress, the physical stress. No problem.
Yes.
I'll leave you to keep track of that. Hiraya, as you like get into the air, you're immediately knocked into the mast of the ship, and you like knock your head against this hefty wooden post, but you're still able to keep your wings up and like barely navigate this crazy storm where the wind seems to be crisscrossing from different directions. But you're up in the air. Was there something specifically that you wanted to do or see? You said that you wanted to get in the air.
Yeah. I wanted to get kind of clear the space around me and see if I can get a more of that clearer sense of where that feeling was coming from.
It's in the wind. That feeling is in the wind. I'll give you that. Dog, you're back onto the ship. You have Bebot. Batara has pulled you up. This round will require you to succeed to pass a 6.
Oh my god.
So Dog just he finally on board, kind of shakes off some of the wetness from his Anahal cloak, turns to Batara and says, "Thanks for pulling me up, man. You're really strong. That Bebo guy was huge."
We're a crew, right? That's why we're a crew. and he's like kind of like patting him on the back. We're a crew. He's really happy that he's part of this.
All right, and then Dog kind of just like turns away and grabs his harpoon that he kind of he had pierced into the ship, and in one kind of really cool spinning motion, kind of retrieves it out from the floor of the ship and like kind of does one like spin across and just like throws it at that same mast that Hiraya bumped into, just kind of creating another tether sort of between himself and I think Bebot and Batara are next to him. So then after he does that, he turns to Bebot and is like, "Grab hold, trust me, this is gonna work." And then he kind of like he just like he's still wrapped in the rope, but he just kind of grabs hold of it at this new kind of tether point, kind of like a tug of war style, looking like that. I don't know what kind of check that would be.
A craft would work here. Ride also, and athletics also could work here. You can definitely argue for like the precision that's necessary to do that while the ship is violently rocking back and forth.
All right, let me do my athletics because I'm an athletic guy.
Yeah. Nothing to do with it being a 6 or anything.
Yeah, no. I'm scared. All right, so I'll roll that. I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Oh no!
So you used trusty rusty harpoon. You used
I did. I only have one fate point
you
left.
only have one
Oh,
fate point
yay.
left. So I think the best case here is to re-roll. See, there's
Just in general.
it's unlikely for you to get a +5 somehow.
Because what's the check? A 5
A 6
or 6?
You have to beat it.
6.
Yeah.
Holy. Okay, I'll spend the fate point to re-roll. Spend them if you got them, man. No budgeting here. All right, and I'll re-roll athletics. I rolled a 4.
A 4.
Oh
Amazing.
no! Again.
I rolled
So
a-
the tether is secure. The harpoon is trusty, but it is also rusty, and it kind of bends a little bit in a way that you just didn't expect, and you get whipped into the side of the ship. So that is 1 physical stress.
okay.
Remember, there's one more round after this. So,
Oh no!
Athir.
Athir kind of sees him whiff that shot, and he goes,
Damn, you're stressed.
"A little help. We really need to get out of this thing, and I have no idea how to steer this." And he just fights with that steering wheel to try to figure out where they need to go.
Robinson, as you're like fighting, Robinson kind of like pulls themselves together a little bit, and he's only able to get a few words out, but he says, talk to them, Kuya,
Hawk.
talk to them," and he's back into this like dispersed, being pulled in lots of different directions kind of situation that he was in before.
Talk to the pieces. I've never even talked to ocean spirits in my life. Somebody needs to take this wheel from me. And yeah, he'll just until someone takes this wheel from him, he's just fighting against it.
Cool. Okay, fight against it.
Okay, I'm scared. Don't die. Okay, ready, and that's a
That's a 3. Can't beat a 6. How many fate points does Aether have left?
I got one left.
1 left, so you can re-roll or take the L, or succeed with the cost.
I was voluntold by my little brother to talk to these spirits, so I need to be on this boat. So I'm gonna use a fate point to do my aspect. I was voluntold.
It wouldn't. You'd only get a +2, so you even with that you wouldn't be able to beat the check.
That's true.
E.
You know, I'll take the hit. We'll see how this goes.
Take the hit. You take 1 physical stress. As you get like whipped around and your arm gets caught in the rudder and it just gets like crushed for a moment, essentially. But with your snakeskin, you're able to kind of, your arm doesn't break, but you take that damage for sure.
A little help.
Batara, you see that the storm is obviously picking up. Dog is being whipped around. Aether is being crushed by a rudder, and Hiraya is in the air again somehow. What are you doing? Sorry, just remember all the things that you have. So you have another round to deal with this, and there is something to do with your memories in this storm. Yeah.
Is there? So right now, he hears a shout from Aether needing help, so he just runs immediately to that to try to control the boat. And yeah, trying to have like a sense of like taking control of the situation, being here, trying to like piece together the pieces of how he weathered the storm before. Yeah, how he was in the storm and what he did before. Yeah. So
are you helping Aether, or are you trying to piece together your memories?
I wanted to do both, to be honest. I was trying to do like a little double, but I think more so my friend first. I'm helping Aether first. Or I was hoping that like helping him with helping like getting to that area would like trigger something. More another piece of the puzzle, or if not, or I have to pick one.
I think you gotta pick one, or you gotta give me something.
Okay. Okay. I'm looking at. I'll try to piece together a puzzle. I feel like that's the more important thing right now.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I think. This is the Batara think that. I'm trying to think.
Do you have any fate points left?
I have 1, I think.
Okay. So with fate points, you can add a detail to the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So like something is here that you need that's related to your aspects, and you just use a fate point and it's here. So we can say you can use your fate point to add a detail to the scene that you remember how to deal with the storm because of your hidden scars of the past life.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, that's my... I feel like, this final power of fate will help me. So I will use that fate point just as you guided me. The hidden scars of the past will help me figure out how we get through this storm together.
Batara, you fall back into your memories like you're falling backwards into cold water. You're submerged and confused for a moment, but as you come to, you realize that your body is smaller. It's covered in golden tattoos, and this moment is familiar. You're on a boat with your family, and at the front, you can see that your sister is trying to navigate through this intense storm. The flashes that you had before, the muted sound starts to come back and clarify, and you can hear her saying, the spirits of the wind, they're using words of malice. They're okay. Okay, if that's the case, then we can make a trade. Spirits, I wish to make a trade. Batara, you're pulled back into the real world, into your crocodilian body, like you're being dragged out of the water. And you're back in the middle of an intense storm, but rather than your family and your sister in the front, you see Hiraya trying to fly in the sky. You see Dog and Aether and Robinson. You see all of you trying to bear this storm that you now have some key insight to. What do you do?
Being overwhelmed with all that vivid picture and memory, seeing all that, he relays the information to Aether, because Aether has a better way of talking to the spirits. Aether, my boy, you probably could do this better than me, but we need to talk to the spirits. We need to like, we'll be okay. We just need to talk and figure out what they need at this moment.
Okay. And he's just gripping his shoulder, looking around to see if he can even pinpoint a general direction as to where he might point his question to.
So, he doesn't feel as attuned to the spirits as usual. This memory has kind of given him a little bit of a push to go, here goes nothing. He gives it a shot, trying what his sister has done in the past. Spirits, I want to make a trade.
Okay. All right. So I'll need a roll from you. So either a provoke if you're doing this aggressively, a rapport, of course, could work. Empathy could work too if you're just trying to suss out kind of what they want from you and try to understand them emotionally.
Do I get any boost for that? No, it's just like my boost was like my fate point was used for the information, basically, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
You added a detail to the scene.
right,
So
all right.
you need to roll a 4 along with your empathy to
Okay.
to succeed here. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, spirits, in advance.
Okay.
The gods are cruel.
I rolled a 3, everybody.
So-
I was pretty. It
Roll
was
a 3.
Uh,
So you can succeed, but at a cost if you'd like.
yeah, I want to succeed with the cost. I will take my costs. This is a calculated cost, and yes, for my friends.
The wind is deafening. Like you know the sound that the wind makes when you stick your head out of the car window. Kids don't stick your head out of the car window, but you know what I mean. Like the wind rushing over your ears. It's hard to make out anything, let alone voices of your compatriots who are right beside you, and even more so, the voice of spirits. But despite that, the response is very clear. You want to make a trade with us? You have nothing to trade. Oh, okay. Okay, big man. What are you willing to exchange?
Anything. Anything for my friends.
The wind that had been battering your boat, that's been crisscrossing and changing direction all of a sudden and being unpredictable, suddenly change. They begin to focus and whirlwind around Batara. A funnel of wind and water and mist and sea spray begins to form, and Batara is completely encased in this whirlwind of storm. You can't see what happens, but you hear it. It sounds like Batara's breath everything that makes him him is being ripped out. As quickly as the storm appeared, it disappears. And the four of you are hurt. You're all in the positions that you're in. But suddenly, Captain Samoy and Robinson are back to normal, and they're trying to scream at the four of you, trying to snap you out of it, trying to tell you what's going on. Let us know. Let us help you. And the most alarming thing is that Batara is down. He's not moving.
I think among the confusion, just it's even more alarming that the biggest member of our team just passed out. It takes Athir kind of like a second to get his wits about him, and he goes to Batara and tries to shake him awake. He's like, wake up!
Batara doesn't wake up. Robinson starts speaking really fast, and he starts to slow down and says, the four of you just started moving weird, and then you started like hurling yourself against the side of the boat, and then you stuck your arm in the rudder, and then Batara jumped in the water, and then you came back, and Bebot jumped in the water as well, and then it was so weird. I tried to talk to you. I thought it was the spirits that you had to. Maybe there was something here. I don't know. But you're back. The four of you are back. Batara.
Does it seem like Batara looks like he's in the same trance as what we saw the spirits within our illusion?
He's unresponsive. Though when Robinson was talking, as he was kind of rambling through, it seemed like you had full agency. It's just you were moving yourself around, but Batara is unresponsive.
Try to check his pupils to see.
He doesn't have any pupils anymore. His eyes are solid white.
Dog, after kind of getting his bearings, sees all of this and sees Batara passed out and everything that's going on, and he immediately heads for Batara's Pinga spear and checks the compartments that are inside, and he finds or is looking for the kind of the most pungent smelling ingredient that he can find there, and he's like sniffing different things, like I think he finds a particularly smelly ginger root in one of the compartments, and it's like, whoa, and then he rushes it over to Batara and just tries to like waft it in front of his big crocodile nose.
Nothing happens.
Maybe if you shove it down his face.
You're just like sticking knobs of ginger up his nose. Hiraya, you see this from your kind of aerial point of view as well.
Can I use my handy dandy curse of empathy to try and discern if it's physical exhaustion or some kind of strange trance?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to stay up in the air while you're doing that?
Yes, please.
Cool. So we'll use up that last fate point.
All right, let's do it. Goodbye. Goodbye, sweet fate.
Yeah, give me an empathy roll, please. Just a straight, because you have no more fate points.
Okay, here we go. Okay. But if I'm using an aspect because of my curse, does it add any advantage?
I can compel it. Are you saying that you want to compel this trouble so that like you can get some understanding, but it's in a negative way?
Let's do it. Because we love the chaos.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Let's do this. Don't use that fate point. Let's compel conflicted guardian of a curse, and you fall out of the air.
All right. Little, what is that? Dude who tried to touch the sun.
Icarus.
Icarus.
Yeah, a little Icarus moment.
Let's take another physical stress as you fall back onto the deck of the boat.
Ow.
And yeah, so as the boat is finally making its way onto the sandy shores of this island, Captain Samoy and Bedbot have full control of the ship again. Dog Athir, you're doing what you can to like physically get Batara up and running, but nothing seems to work. It's tough to even get a blade past his scales to poke him to see if he'll wake up. Hiraya, you're on a sandy beach in your mind's eye. You see a scene of war and violence. It's like the sky is being ripped apart. In front of you is a small gnome. The gold gnomes are known to be amazing goldsmiths and merchants and fierce warriors as well. And there's this little gnome covered in marks of valor, golden tattoos. They seem to be chasing after these blurred shapes. Those blurred figures run into this dark forest in front of you. And as this little gnome runs ahead into the forest as well, you feel the weight of Batara's feet every time the gnome runs. You can see a large tail move sand away behind this gnome. As this gnome disappears into the forest, you feel a deep compulsion to chase after them. Hiraya, you jolt awake. Batara's still passed out. You look around and you can see that the ship is safe, but it's stuck in the beach, in the sand. As you kind of wake up, you see a similar view. A beach full of warriors, dead, torn apart. You also see a dark forest that is dwarfed by a steep mountain in the distance. This mountain has a flat top and a very familiar mist billowing from this flat mountaintop. The four of you have made it to the island. Welcome.
Yay. We didn't die.
we got our asses kicked by a fake storm.
Yay.
Yeah.
Batara, are you okay?
We're tired.
Yeah.
We're delusional. We're triggered. Someone's so triggered that they're on a whole different plane.
Genjutsu hit.
Yeah, you're trapped in a genjutsu
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
trapped in genjutsu right now.
If that ain't a mood, though.
Yeah.
Thick boys, too thick that we can't even do CPR. Like, how?
Amazing. Well, that's where we'll end for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Hopefully, Batara is going to be okay, and we'll see what happens next time. Bye. Thank you, Ingat.
Bye.
Bye.
We're out of here.